So, a lawsuit has been filed in BC Supreme Court against the online video game platform Roblox. The parent of a 12-year-old boy, simply known as DJ, alleged that the creators of the platform negligently designed, marketed, and sold Roblox with features known to make users susceptible to becoming addicted and/or dependent on the game. So they allege he has developed signs of addiction, including anxiety, depression, mood swings, impaired concentration and memory, and antisocial behavior. And this is the latest lawsuit taking video game developers to court over addictive elements of their games. And here with me in studio to talk about this is Justin Giovannetti, an associate with the law firm Slater Vecchio, which helped with this latest lawsuit. Justin, hi and welcome.
Hello, Gloria. Pleasure to be here.
Okay, so the parent of the plaintiff alleges that Roblox is too addictive for children. Legally, what needs to be proven in court?
So this lawsuit focuses on the harms that have allegedly occurred to children and other users who have played Roblox. So working backwards, if there are children and other users who play Roblox, become addicted to Roblox and suffer harms as a result of playing Roblox and their addiction, the question is Roblox legally responsible for those harms? And what part of the lawsuit is going to have to establish, if it gets to trial, is whether Roblox could have designed the Roblox platform in a manner that would have made it less susceptible for children and other users to become addicted to it. So, as an example, could Roblox have input time limitations on how long users can play the game? Should they put warnings about the potential to develop addiction? And these are questions that we anticipate and hope will be answered in the lawsuit.
Well, I mean, how does BC's Business Practices and Consumer Protection Act, I guess, and other consumer protection laws, how does that factor into this case?
So the plaintiff claims under the Business Practices and Consumer Protection Act, as well as other consumer protection legislation across Canada. And under the BC Act, it's alleged in the lawsuit that Roblox engaged in deceptive acts and practices in respect of their creation and manufacturing and marketing of Roblox. So ultimately what that means, and the question that the court will ultimately have to decide, is whether Roblox engaged in deceptive behavior that prevented users, children, and their parents from understanding the risk that could befall users of Roblox if it is found in the end of things that Roblox was actually created in such a way that allowed users and children to become addicted to the platform.
Well, I mean, designers, they make their games engaging so people keep playing. You know, that's often the appeal. Where is that line between making a game appealing and making a game addictive?
That's a great question. Video game companies are allowed to create games that are fun to play. But Roblox is different because it's not just a game. It's an economy built on children's attention and spending. A lot of what Roblox does is funnel children and other users into playing certain games. Roblox, the lawsuit alleges, tracks the behavior and spending pattern of users and uses that information in order to tailor certain games called experiences in Roblox to the user, which we allege allows Roblox to maximize the time users spend playing the game and profit.
Well, it's interesting because this is just the latest lawsuit of this type against a game developer. I know in 2023 there was a lawsuit that alleged Epic Games designed Fortnite to be as addictive as possible for children. Last year, the courts allowed a class action lawsuit against Electronic Arts about loot boxes. There are loot boxes in the game, saying that's a form of gambling. Your law firm, Slater Vecchio, is involved in the suit against Electronic Arts, isn't it?
Correct, yes.
Yeah, okay. So how do you think Canadian laws can be used to better regulate the allegedly addictive aspects of video games?
That's a great question, Gloria. I mean, in some ways, law is statutes are reactive as opposed to proactive. I mean, it's difficult, I think, for the legislators sometimes to develop laws that are very targeted and specific to prevent the types of harms that have allegedly occurred here. But fortunately, the BC Business Practices and Consumer Protection Act, we think, is broad enough such that it can capture the types of misconduct that are alleged in the claim. But the door is always open for the government to recognize that we live in a digital age, and that young people who 30 years ago may have played outside when they had free time now have access to little devices, tablets that allow them to go into essentially an alternate universe, right? Unchecked. So, if the question is there a way for the Canadian legislator to, enact laws to better protect, users and consumers? Always possible.
Okay. Well, in video games, they have ratings. There is a rating system, right? Like E for everyone, T for teens, M for mature, that kind of thing. It's mostly self-regulated by the video game industry and the markets where it's used. Do you think there's a way for enforcement of these ratings to be strengthened?
That's a good question. Perhaps an even stronger action that the legislator could take is to put warning labels on these games. If they're targeted directly at children, there's an argument that parents ought to be aware of the risks that could befall their children, so we allege, by playing this game. And so, not only mandating the assignment of ratings to these games, but also, perhaps explicit warnings. This game contains elements that could facilitate addiction. And again, this is all subject to a court finding that Roblox does cause addiction, but based on our allegations and based on the people who have contacted us about how long their children spend playing this game, we think that there is room for the legislator to step in to take better steps.
Well, it's going to be an interesting case to watch. Justin, thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Gloria. That
is Justin Giovannetti, an associate with the law firm Slater Vecchio, which helped with this latest lawsuit against Roblox. The lawsuit was filed in BC Supreme Court.